I'm Annie Studebaker, and I bring to you an abundance of knowledge from our South Texas rural communities. Follow me as I take you on a journey of inspiration and insight that will offer a deeper connection with people and businesses. Today we will visit Hilltop Gardens in Lyford, Texas. It offers one of the largest collections of aloe species, healing gardens, organic farm production, a bed and breakfast, and much, much more. The South Texas climate makes the ideal place for aloe vera to grow. Visitors will enjoy a tour of the gardens, which are displayed in a beautiful tropical setting that will surprise and impress garden lovers as well as the casual visitor. Hilltop Gardens was first planted with aloe in 1939. Lee Ewald and her husband Sherman Ewald pioneered in its commercial production in the Rio Grande Valley. Assisted by their daughter, chemist Phyllis Schmidt, they developed cosmetics using aloe vera gel. Hilltop Gardens is part of a larger international corporation called EcoNet, in which William Lee serves as chairman. Their sustainable farming and gardening methods reflect their corporate philosophy, which is to bring the best of nature to humankind. Tell me about the different types of gardens you have here.
Well, we started in on a very ambitious plan a couple of years ago to build botanical gardens here at Hilltop Gardens. For the public. Our company is a wellness company. We grow aloe vera because it is a medicinal plant and it has such wonderful health benefits for everyone. And we wanted a place that would reflect that philosophy of bringing the best of nature to mankind. And this is an extension of that, or an expression of that philosophy.
Walking through the garden's pathways, enjoying the tropical feel to this magnificent ambiance, connecting with the environment through the flowers, the exotic plants, and the wonderful sounds of nature invigorated my senses. The first stop was the Ewald House Visitor Center. This is where we all grouped before the actual tour through the gardens. We watched a short video about the history of Hilltop Gardens and what they offer. In this same building was a gift shop. It had aloe products, jewelry, toys, and much, much more. By looking at their products, I knew that my tour would not be completed without a visit to the gift shop, so I saved it for last. The sensory garden focuses on stimulating different senses. The garden's connecting pathways led us to various sections that displayed numerous plants and flowers, all in harmony with similar and contrasting textures and colors that stimulate the sense of sight. We followed a series of connecting pathways and arrived at the Memorial Aloe Garden. At the entrance of this garden is a bust of Yun-Ho Lee, father of Chairman William Lee, whose vision started with the use of aloe for healing purposes. An amazing site with a great variety of aloe plants. Immediately upon entering the healing garden, I felt peace and tranquility. The garden's main focus is on healing properties of plants and education about them. Its calming and soothing effect, in rhythm with the sounds of nature, is one great way to begin the healing process. Paul and I sat by the reflecting pool and listened to the birds calling from the canopy of trees.
The healing garden has several wonderful components to the garden design, and the reflecting pool here is a big part of that. It's a cooling and calming thing. The reflection of the sky and the trees in it, again, is one of the things that stimulates our senses and stimulates the wonderful parts of healing within our bodies. Fragrance is an incredible sense that humans have. It evokes memories, it evokes wonderful thoughts. One of our great plants in this garden is the reseda. It's a North American native. It is more common in the California area. A wonderfully fragrant plant. Those little tiny flowers. After the flowers are pollinated, then we get the berries that turn red, and so it's a great plant. It's planted here with the Hawaiian snowbush, which adds color and interest to the planting. And the little tree in the center is another one we're waiting on. It's one of the newer plantings here at Hilltop Gardens. It's the lang lang tree. The flower from the lang lang tree is the plant that they use to make Chanel No. 5.
Really? How interesting.
And it's known all over the world as a very exotic fragrance.
Lang lang tree. Interesting. Tell me about this beautiful aloe vera garden.
Again, aloe vera is what Hilltop Gardens is all about, what the EcoNet is all about. And we have built this garden as an expression of our desire to bring the best of nature to humankind. And it will, upon completion, we'll have a collection of over 200 aloe species. There's somewhere in the range of 300 plus species of aloe in the world, and we're aiming at having at least 200 here at Hilltop Gardens. We have been working with a grower in South Africa to get all of those different species that are not available on the common market, and we're bringing them here to the Rio Grande Valley. This aloe plant is about 3 years old, and you can see one of the offsets there, one of the pups down at the very bottom here on this side.
This?
Yeah, that's a brand new plant coming off of the roots.
So you can move it and transplant it?
You sure can. Once it gets about a third of the size of the mature plant, it's very easily taken off. And it does that very easily within a year's time.
So you get a knife and you just cut the bottom?
Right, we'll dig out a little bit so that we can get a little closer to the main stem of the plant, the root system where it all comes together there, and take the plant off with a nice stem of its own.
Okay, interesting. Very, very nice. The last garden we looked at was a children's garden, which was carefully designed for interactive participation. The garden features a fountain which flows into a small stream, ultimately reaching its final destination, a beautiful pond made out of rock surrounded by plants, as well as a palm forest to run through. There's a sand play area with play equipment and stepping stones, as well as 2 types of labyrinth. Raised beds set up with irrigation lines give the children an opportunity to participate and learn hands-on about the planting process. The last area that I visited was a story tree. A beautiful oak tree provided shade over a deck used for children to sit and listen to story time. Like I mentioned before, this tour would not be complete without a trip to the gift shop, so that's exactly what I did. I purchased some aloe products and a toy for my son, and off I was to the register where they had the jewelry display. What a great tour, one that revitalized my mind, body, and spirit.